Anna from the Whole Shift Kitchen. I hope everybody's doing fabulous. Guess what? I'm gonna cook me a new recipe courtesy of our friends at Grubby. Yay! Today, what's on the menu is vegetable Balti, which is an Indian curry flavored dish, chapati and mango chutney. This is the picture. Very exciting indeed. I love Indian flavored foods. It's one of mine and Eugene's favorite. And this looks like a yummy one and very easy indeed. So, first thing first, I have my mother's voice in my head telling me to please tie your hair back before you start cooking. And understandably so. So I'm gonna tie my hair back. And I haven't done any prepping. I haven't done any kind of looking into these. I'm literally just improvising, going with the flow. So I'm gonna do everything with you. I'm gonna wash all the fresh ingredients, which include 2 small potatoes, or 1 large one, a red pepper, some green beans, here we are, and some cherry tomatoes. I'll wash it all. And then other ingredients I'm going to show you right now include red onion, 2 garlic cloves, vegetable stock cube, tomato paste, garam masala and cumin seeds, some coriander, just to have everything. And then in the end, the dish will be served alongside some chapatis, which is a Indian style flatbread, and some mango chutney. Yay! Fantastic. So let's get going here. I'm not doing any prep deliberately in advance because I just wanted to get a vibe for how easy these recipes are, truly from beginning to end. The first thing to do, peel and chop the potato into small cubes and place into a pan of boiling water. Oh, there you go. And let them cook for 3 to 4 minutes. So let me put some water on. I'm using filtered water. I like to, as much as possible, cook with filtered water. I don't need very much because it's just gonna cover these potatoes. Let's peel them potatoes. This is going to be a good one because Eugene also loves Indian food. I'm going to wait for the boiler to finish before I tell you more about why Indian food is so good for you. So very good for you. There's a number of reasons why. Peel the potatoes. The recipe box also came with some rice, but I cooked it all in batch last time I did this tutorial. It's here. So the rice is already cooked. Whenever I cook grains, like I was telling you in my last tutorial, I always cook as much as I can. I cook a big batch so that you always have cooked grains either in the fridge or freezer, easy to reheat or defrost, and add to soups, stews, salads. I have alongside beans, steamed veggies, yeah. Okay, potatoes chopped in in the little saucepan, where they shall boil for 3 to 4 minutes. This is because obviously the other veg cooks so much faster that you want to add the potatoes already kind of partly cooked to it. So why is Indian food so good for you? Because it contains so many spices which are scientifically proven to have incredibly beneficial benefits. So the next step actually is to finely slice the onion and garlic and saute for 2 to 3 minutes until they become soft. It also contains things such as onion and garlic. Now, all these condiments and flavors and spices, not only do they make the food a joy to taste, and some of them, by the way, are an acquired taste. So if you're not used to it, if you're not used to those kind of exotic, I remember when I first moved to London, this food was so different from what I was used to in Italy. And some of it took a minute for me to get adjusted to. So don't get discouraged if you don't like new foods right away. Your taste buds need to just warm to these new concepts, and new ways of eating. There's nothing wrong there. You just have to try certain things more than once before you give up on them. But once you start eating these foods which are so flavorful and so rich of spices, you literally expand your culinary horizons, and you will benefit immensely health-wise because these spices have incredible nutrition properties: antibacterial, anti-aging, anti-inflammatory, but also they massively boost your body's ability to absorb the nutrients from all the other ingredients in the dish. And so they make those nutrients more, as we say, bioavailable, more readily available for the body to absorb. So you actually end up getting way more benefits from the entire dish than if you were eating a more bland and less spicy version of it. And bioavailability is very important because let us remember, and this is something that I talk about a lot in my practice, your body doesn't think in terms of calories. Calories are man-made. We've invented them. We've created them just so that we can measure stuff. But your body is not thinking, I need 1,200 calories today. Your body simply needs all the energy and nutrients contained in the foods in order to perform its daily actions. So for as long as you're not getting or absorbing enough nutrients, your body will continue to ask for more food, even if you've eaten plenty of calories. And that is the pitfall of processed foods, because the real essence, the sheer essence of what processed means is that it's refined and stripped of huge parts of some, and often the most nutrition parts of it, of the food itself, and made more calorie dense. So you get more calories with less nutrients, which is the fundamental reason why we experience weight gain in the Western world. When you get more calories and less nutrients, your body stores more fat and still asks for the nutrients that is missing, so you still end up experiencing cravings. Very common pitfall. Whereas if you learn to eat in a way which maximizes the nutrient density of the foods that you're consuming, while at the same time minimizing the calorie density, then inevitably you will lose any excess weight that you might have. Okay, so as usual, is the time to water saute. which is my preferred alternative to using oil. And you, by the way, you don't have to water saute if you prefer frying in oil for now, and if it doesn't get in the way of your health and wellness goals. Or if you're just getting started with cooking this kind of healthier recipes and the thought of doing it without oil feels a bit too bland, then add the oil. You're going to meet yourself where you're at. Let me see what these potatoes are at. Okay, so I think I'm going to drain them. I don't want them to be too overcooked, because they're still going to cook a little bit in the curry. In fact, I'll tell you what, I'll turn them off, leave them sit there for a minute, and then drain them. Okay, in the meantime, whilst this is sauteing, we are going to finely slice the pepper. So already you can see this recipe is a winner, right? So yeah, garlic and onion, powerful antibacterial properties, antiviral properties. Later we'll add the spices such as cumin and garam masala, which in and of itself is actually a blend of many spices, boosting the bioavailability of the nutrients in the veg, which we have of many different colors, because we're going to add a red pepper and cherry tomatoes, which are also red. We're going to add the green beans, which are green, obviously. We're going to add the potatoes, which are yellow. And remember, each color in the food essentially indicates the presence of a specific nutrient. So the more colors in your food, the more different nutrients you're getting, right? So this is another key trick and another reason, another kind of red flag around all that kind of white refined food that we find in the kind of processed aisles. You know, it's all same color. You're only getting very little nutrients. So variety is key to success. Finally slice the pepper. So for instance, what you could have done here, if you were making this from scratch yourself, you could have chosen orange pepper rather than red, and you would have added an extra new color in the mix. You would have had orange, red, green, and yellow. Plus, it's fun to look at, you know, when there's a whole bunch of different colors. It's just so much more appealing. The onion is going, is at that kind of pretty smelly stage, which is fine. It's releasing all the stuff that makes it a little bit hard to digest. Once it does so, you're left with that nice, delicious, and sweet flavor that I personally love, especially with red onions. Again, another quick tip, speaking in terms of nutrient density and nutrition, if you switch from white onions to red onions, you're already boosting the nutrient content of your dish. I'm going to open the window, because there's more pigments in the red onion. It's red rather than white. So therefore, there's bound to be more nutrient density. Let's give it a little stir. Fantastic. I have so enjoyed cooking with Grabby, I must say. We've tried new flavors, new dishes, new combinations. We were already pretty adventurous, but it's easy to get stuck in a rut, though. It's so easy to just find that routine and follow it to a T. And I am not dissing the importance of having a routine. It is very important to make things as easy as possible for you, at least Monday through Friday. But it's equally as important to throw in a little adventure every now and a while. I'd say once a week is a good medium. Okay, so we've done the pepper. Here is time to do the rice. Like I was telling you, I did the rice in bulk previously, so the rice is taken care of. As soon as this is done sauteing, we're going to add the spices. How convenient is this? Already pre-measured, pre-sorted, nothing to do here. Cumin seed, garam masala. And then we'll add the tomato paste, and then we'll add the cherry tomatoes whole. And so the last two things to go in will be the cooked potatoes and the string beans. So for the sake of being very organized, I'm going to trim the green beans, because obviously you don't want to put the ends where the attachment point is, because that's not pleasant to eat. This used to be one of the things that my mom used to always enroll me into helping her with when I was little. We wouldn't do it with the knife, obviously. We would do it by hand. She would put the green beans in a bowl and she'll be like, okay, so trim the ends. That was our job growing up when she was prepping the food. Man, I must say, my mother takes so much credit for who I am today around health, wellness, and nutrition. She's always cooked with the freshest. She's always cooked with a ton of veggies, like more than average, even by Italian standards, I must say. She's always been above average when it comes to healthy eating. And she's always involved us to some extent in the process of picking the food, going to the fruttivendolo, as we call it in Italy, the fruit shops, which is nothing like what you think of here in England, and not at least the ones that we go to. But she's always been into kind of organic, local produce. So she looks for these little local vendors that sell the stuff from their gardens, and she would take us there, and we would pick the freshest ones, the most seasonal ones. You can actually see them and pick them. Where are we here? Green beans and chopped in half. So I'm going to chop them in half. And so, that's why I love veg so much, because it was so normal to eat a lot of veg growing up and to fall in love with the process of sourcing it and preparing it. So yeah. Thanks, Mom. You're the best. And by the way, my mom switched to plant-based eating a solid 4 or 5 years before we did. She never even mentioned it to us. She just did her thing and we did ours. So she wasn't kind of preaching it or anything like that. But what a way to lead by example. Going plant-based I think she must have been like, I don't know, late 50s or mid 50s. And she started, and therefore, massive advantage, she started creating the plant-based version of all my favorite childhood dishes, which to my memory now are actually even better than the regular versions. Like, I don't miss the old versions at all. But that's because my mom kind of made it her job to do so for us. And of course, it makes the process so much more enjoyable. Okay, so I think I've done all the prep here. Essentially, just to take you step by step into what's happening, we're sauteing the onion and garlic. It's almost ready. As soon as it's ready, we're going to add the spices and the tomato paste and the cherry tomatoes. When are we adding the peppers? Okay, perfect. Peppers go in now. Almost forgot. In fact, I'm going to have to add a little bit of water because I think they were supposed to be in there a minute ago. Whoopsie! I got excited talking about my mother. Who doesn't? Who doesn't get excited talking about their mother? So I've added just a smidge of water so that the peppers have a little bit of liquid to saute. Although they're going to release their own liquid. So we're going to give it a few minutes here. For the peppers to soften ever so slightly. Then we will add the spices, the tomato paste, the cherry tomatoes. 100 ml of boil. After we add the potatoes and green beans, we need to add 100 ml of boiling water and the veg stock cube. So let me see if I have 100 ml in here. I'll boil a little more water. even easier than any of the other dishes we've done before. Or maybe it's just because I had already cooked the rice, so there's one less step. We're literally going to be done in 10 minutes, max. Mango chutney, delicious. It adds a little bit of sweetness and creaminess to the combination. And plain chapatis, which you can simply fry on a non-stick frying pan. In fact, that's the recommended way of consuming it. Although for Eugene, I'm gonna tell him to do them in the oven. And these are completely vegetarian. Yeah, perfect. These I'm gonna put in the fridge for now. As usual, I will show you the fully assembled meal at the end. Okay. That is a softening. They're not far off. It's nice that when they still have a little bit of a bite. In go the spices. Garam Masala, which is a mix of coriander, cassia, ginger, and cloves. So healthy. Some of the healthiest spices out there. And cumin seeds. And tomato paste. No, actually 2 minutes just the spices, because the spices release their fragrance with the heat. Oh my god, you guys, that smells amazing. Wow, amazing. Maybe just a splash of water for the spices to have a little something to saute in. I love these flavors so much. Literally, it smells good for you and tasty and delicious. Two minutes here. And then the tomato paste and cherry tomatoes whole. This we can recycle. And this we can toss. Now, we also have coriander. And coriander is a bit of a love or hate type dish. And it's not that I hate it, but I also don't love it. And I just only like it in certain combinations. So I'm gonna see how I feel at the end and see if I want to add it. Okay, so the spices are definitely melted in to the ingredients. So now we can add the tomato paste and cherry tomatoes. Turn it down slightly. Cherry tomatoes and water, that's how goes in. You need a little teaspoon to scrape the tomato paste. Tomato paste is this magic ingredient. And like I always say, I love kind of tomato flavored dishes. The Italian in me loves some tomato. I'm gonna stir it also slightly. It's just so it makes it so rich and flavorful. And then I guess all the other greens, all the other veggies go in, as well as the stock cube and the boiling water. So the potatoes and string beans, which I had pre-prepped, right? The stock cube goes in, and 100 ml of boiling water. Yeah, I should have crumbled the stock cube. I could just melt it like this. This is a very promising dish, you guys. Flavorful, colorful, healthy, delicious, fragrant. I mean, already it looks amazing and it's not even cooked. Let me put it up a smidgen more. Very, very promising indeed. I'm gonna cover it. Essentially, all there is to this is a light simmer for 7 to 8 minutes, and then you'll be done. And you can serve it with the bread and the mango chutney. I'm gonna show it to you real quickly now. Look how amazing it looks. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's got all the colors in it. This nice creamy sauce. Obviously, you can add some salt and pepper at the end if to match and complete everything according to your personal taste. But I can totally see how in 7-8 minutes this will be a delicious finished dish. Very yum indeed. As usual, check my timeline because I'm going to post a picture of the finished product. It's 24 past, so I think this was definitely under 30 minutes. By the time it's done, it will be under 30 minutes. And I look forward to showing you the finished product. Yum! Hope you're having a fantastic weekend, and I will catch you very soon for some more food or other. Ciao for now.